Hello, my friends. It's me, Drew Michael. And this is Make Sex With Me. Couldn't think of anything to say. A podcast where we are suddenly very stuffy. How are you guys? What are you up to? Have you started celebrating Pride at all? I am doing potentially nothing for Pride. Uh, Later on in the month, my favorite niece, just kidding, my niece. I could probably safely say favorite niece because I know my other niece doesn't listen to the podcast. But honestly, I like them both, but my favorite niece is always the one that's on the podcast more. So whoever of my nieces is on the podcast more, um, you'll be my favorite. It's a competition. It really is. Um, I don't think I meant to say my favorite niece. I think I just meant to say like one of my favorite guests, my niece. Yeah. Backpedaling, backpedaling. Okay, anyway, so I am going to host Maya, my niece, later this month for some fun. And then we're actually going to go see my other niece that I also love, and she's also my favorite. I actually decided that whenever I leave a room, I'm going to say, like, bye, you guys, you're my favorite, and then just like walk out. And then have them just be like, what? That's what I always want to leave a room with, like, just mystery, um, misunderstanding, you know? Just like a reason to see me again and be like, what was that about? You know, I just need people to need me again. So that's not based at all on insecurity at all, I swear. All right, so I am going to do some Reddits. Oh, I was also going to tell you, God, I'm so fucking ADHD. Uh, I'm also getting a visit from Priscilla Toyota this month, and hopefully we will get into some gay shit. So we'll see about that. All right, so without further ado, we are going to read some Reddits. Should I do that every time? I haven't done the politics song in a while, so I guess I'll be reading Reddits. Is that better? All right, here's the first one. You wild titty babies. Okay, listen. I want you guys to rate, review, subscribe also, wherever you listen to podcasts, and email us at makesexwithmepodcast@gmail.com. I really, really want someone to email us. I will read it. I don't even care what you say. You might just talk some shit about me or my people. I'll read it. What better thing to read for Pride than that? Okay. This person's named I can never read the names of people on Reddit. Something like Seoborns. Great. Okay, it says girlfriend, female 23, thinks I'm male 28, weird for having a notepad document to track how infrequently we have sex. What am I to do? Why is this a thing on Reddit where you have to say, like, so and so, female, something, something age, me, male, 28? Like, why does it matter what your genders and ages are? I mean, maybe gender, but why age? I don't understand. And this is in a Reddit group called Relationship Advice. Okay. Hi. I don't really post stuff like this usually. Me and my girlfriend have been together 4 years now. I do love her a lot, and everything was great for at least the first 2 years. but it seems something happened within the last year and a half. 2 years, and our intimacy has taken a huge nosedive to the point where I have to get I have to get consistent therapy to talk about it with somebody. And it also is the point of frequent and it also is the point of frequent arguments. In these arguments, initially, she would lie and say that I was wrong about how frequently we had been having sex, or when the last time we did was, making me consistently doubt myself. So I took it upon myself to create a note document on my phone to list when the last time we had sex was and how often. This is very weird, I know, and I do not like doing it at all, but if I don't, she seems more than happy to keep trapping me in lies about it every time it comes up. We had another argument like this earlier this morning, which ended in her screaming and crying at me, calling me a pig for wanting to have sex with my girlfriend more than once every 2 months, and saying I'm fucking weird for having a note on my phone keeping track of it. I don't know what else to do at this point. Every time I try to talk about it and explain to her that I'm not trying to be a pig and that I just want to be intimate more often when with the woman I love, like we used to be, it turns into a full-on screaming argument with her calling me names like a pig or a caveman and saying that all men care about all all male okay all men care about is sex every single time. Again, I get that it's weird to have a document like that detailing how often we are intimate with each other, but I can't have her just lie to me every time like she has been. I've begged her to just tell me what the problem is so we can fix it time and again, but she doesn't seem to know or care. I really don't know what I should even do at this point. Has anybody else experienced similar? Um, so she's not lying, first of all. She thinks that what she's saying is true. She doesn't see, because she's not keeping track of how often you're having sex, that you guys aren't having sex very much. And I hate to say it to you, I don't think she wants to have sex with you anymore. And, you do deserve to know why, but like, seems like she doesn't really want to tell you. And it might be something that she doesn't understand. Maybe she doesn't know. Um, Maybe she's just at a point in her life where she doesn't really want to have sex. Shit changes. Um, I do see that she's 23, so it doesn't seem like she would have some hormonal shift that would make her not want to have sex with you. I would be more afraid that maybe something happened to her. Um, I don't know if it involved you or like another guy. Like she could have been like sexually assaulted and doesn't want to tell you. I don't know. But honestly, like if she doesn't want to tell you, she's not going to, and you're never going to know. And I know it sucks because you love her, but like I know it's easy for me to say because I'm single, but like, yeah, you should probably get some couples counseling at the very least if you want to stay together. Um, or you might have to decide like this isn't working. Um, like you get to have sex. Like you don't just that's the thing about monogamy is like, oh, you're in this relationship and if you go outside of it, you're, you know, unfaithful and you're an adulterer or whatever. But it's like, yeah, but we both signed on to this relationship at a time when like we were vibing and like everything was we were in agreement on what this needed to look like. And now we're not in agreement anymore about what this needs to look like, and we're not vibing. And it's almost like for us to act like we're the same couple that we were 2 years ago would be a lie in and of itself, to ourselves, to each other. So yeah, it might just be like, hey, maybe this isn't working out anymore. And the answer is in you have the answer. Like, can you live without sex with your girlfriend regularly? Sounds like you can't. So maybe this relationship has run its course. It's only been 2 years. You're both in your 20s. I'm pretty sure it's not that serious of a relationship. You could probably break up and still both be fine. Um, anyway, that's what I think. What's next? Okay, here's a fun one that I found. Tifu, Tifu, which apparently stands for Today I Fucked Up. The internet has its own language. I fucking don't understand. And the person's Reddit name is J2Ho. Of course. They say, "This is not satire. I wish it was. Let me start with that. My partner is staying at my house for the week while my parents are away. We're doing the typical boyfriend girlfriend stuff, sleeping together, sex, cuddling, kissing, showering together, etc. My boyfriend takes significantly longer showers than I do. He spends between 20 minutes and an hour. That's insane. He should not do that at your parents' house. I typically spend 10 to 20 minutes in the shower. We had a shower a few days ago and I left to get dried, giving him some alone time. He likes to spend some time by himself to meditate. Yeah, maybe without the water running. I don't know. Little did I know his meditation today was merely time for him to plot. Once I heard the water go off, I went to give him a towel. I took it by accident and admired his naked body inside of the hot water mist. Naturally, I got curious. While he was air drying, waiting for me to hand him a towel, I went up to him and played with his ding dong. I was just hitting it off my hand while he was drying his hair. It was limp, so it was hitting off the hand quite easily and felt good against my palm. Girl, I know what you mean. It does. You know those door stoppers that people play with? That was the way I was hitting it, back and forth, up and down, not sexually, just curious about the male body as an assigned female at birth. At one point, he said to me, "Squeeze it and pull it." Thinking this was the beginning of some sort of after shower sex, I did. This was a mistake. After my gentle grip had wrapped about his pee-pee and I tugged it a little, I heard him rip the fattest, juiciest, earth-breaking fart I have ever heard in my whole life. His little trick was the equivalent to the pull my finger trick with a bit more spice. He was laughing his head off while I retracted myself in disgust. I left the bathroom raging at his stupid prank, while the smell of the fart lingered behind me. Don't pull your partner's weenie, it doesn't end well. Guys suck. um and then there's an edit. It says a lot of people are asking my age. I'm not 12. Okay. So anyway, um there's a couple more edits. Another edit says dick 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 penis 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 dick 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 dick. Happy now? Um all right, that was fun. So listen, um I love that story. Um I was just talking to someone about how like I want a boyfriend who like farts and like it's funny and it's cute, but then like we can clean that shit up like real quick when we need to. Like I want a booty that's like clean when I need it to be clean and like making loud farts other times. Um Also, I'm not against fart porn. It's kind of hot when muscle guys fart. Although I'm sure if they're drinking a lot of protein, it's there's probably some sharding going down. Anyway, so um I think this is a really cute story. I don't think this person is like honestly complaining. I think it's like, I don't know. Obviously boyfriends fart, guys fart. I don't know. Girls fart too. That's the thing. And there's this like new well, I say new because I just started watching it like more recently, but nothing's new if I've seen it, by the way. It's certainly not new if I've talked about it on this podcast. But there's this thing where it's called Match My Fart, I think it's called. And it'll be couples, and it's usually a guy. He'll go like, "Babe, match my fart," and she'll be like, and then he'll fart, and it'll be like, and it's so funny how exactly they match it. Um, and I don't know if it comes from like having heard this person fart a lot and they just like know what it's gonna sound like, or if it's just like they've done it a million times. They finally got one that was perfect and they posted it, but it's so funny. I love farts. I think they're hilarious. Um, it's just a part of the body. I can't even tell like if my body farts more or less when I'm healthy or less healthy. I don't know. Like, and honestly, it just happens. Ah! Okay, what's next? I do want to shower with somebody. I think that would be nice to have a little show. I love playing with my partner's body parts, like just not sexually, just like I want to play with your little ding dong. Thanks. Okay, here's a really good one. This might be our last one. Let's see how time goes. This is kind of long, so I'm going to read it and we'll see what happens. All right. This is one of my favorite kinds of Reddit stories. It's Am I the Asshole? I love Am I the Asshole stories. And if you haven't seen it, this is written as AITAH, Am I the Asshole? And this one says, well, I don't actually want to read the title. I just want to read it out loud to you guys. Okay. And this is a guy and his girlfriend. I know I've been doing like straight couples for this episode, and it's like, ugh, whatever. That's the world. Okay. So the guy says, um, he's 23 male, his girlfriend's 24 female. Okay, great. My girlfriend and I have been in a relationship for 2.5 years, and since 7 months, we opened up the relationship. This was a great boost for our relationship since we both have a very high libido and enjoy flirting and kissing with other people at parties and stuff like that. Our feelings for each other are at an all time high. We've had some threesomes and foursomes with random strangers or couples we know, and we sometimes have nights where my girlfriend goes to her friends with benefit and I invite my friends with benefit over. At the end of the night, we cuddle up together and tell each other about our sexual adventures. Following that, we usually have sex with each other and we go to sleep. It's safe to say that we are very comfortable in our relationship being open and we love to talk about it together and with our friends. So, my girlfriend knows that I am bisexual and she has been very supportive about it. Her only preference is that she doesn't like to see me kiss or have sex with a man while she is there. I said that I respect that and I'll refrain from doing those acts while she is around. I am sorry. I'm gonna have to stop myself. I don't think your girlfriend is very supportive. I've also read this whole story already, and it does not seem like she's very supportive of your bisexuality. Okay. Last week, my girlfriend and I were at a big party, and I hooked up with a guy I met there. After some flirting, we eventually had sex in his room with a condom. This was my first time having real sex with a man, aside from some foreplay stuff. I didn't tell my girlfriend that I was going to hook up with him beforehand, but our rule has been that I don't have to tell beforehand. These previous cases were all women. It was in the heat of the moment that I was taken to his bedroom. Not informing each other before doing the act has never been a problem before. After the sex, I ran into my girlfriend with a big smile on my face to excitedly tell her that I had sex with a guy I met at the party. She was shocked. She just stood there and was like, I didn't expect that. Why didn't you tell me? Who was it? My excited smile quickly faded from my face as I didn't expect this reaction from her. I thought she was totally okay with my bisexuality as long as I didn't do anything in the same room as her. Sweetheart, conditions, conditions, conditions. The next morning, I tried to get some sexy time on, and she told me she didn't want to. I mean, that's okay, of course, but something felt off. Eventually, she told me that she needed some time before she could have sex with me again. She said that it felt dirty to her that I had been in contact with some guy's penis. She told me that I didn't do anything wrong and that I didn't break any rules in our relationship. She was even happy for me that I had the chance to further develop my sexuality. It just felt kind of gross to her, and she needs time to adjust. Girlfriend hooked up with her friend with benefit yesterday. When I asked her if she wants to have sex with me this morning, she didn't want to because for the same reason that I just explained. It felt gross. This irritated me, and I asked her if we could stop meeting up with our friends with benefits until she's ready to have sex with me again. She got very loud and told me that that's really unfair and that I just have to respect her boundaries for now. She thinks that I am punishing her because she is not ready yet to have sex with me again. I felt like she is not respecting my boundary of me not wanting her to have sex with her friends with benefit until she's ready to have sex with me again. Am I the asshole? And then there's an edit. It has not been established beforehand that I have to tell her when I am going to have sex with a man. It has been established that I do not have to tell her beforehand when I'm going to have sex with a girl. I assume that this would be the same case with men. Edit number two, if I don't want her seeing other people for the time being, I absolutely don't want to see other people either. That would only be fair. Edit number three, exclamation point. Yes, I used a condom. We always do. Some of the questions I could see coming out of this might also be kind of homophobic. But all right. I guess what my question would be for this writer is, and by the way, their name is excessive underscore humping. Okay. Um, my question is like, does your girlfriend hook up with guys? Like, if she's only hooking up with friends with benefits that are girls, and you're hooking up with girls, and presumably all of the girls that everyone's hooking up with are only hooking up with girls, and you're the only guy involved, then, like, in her mind, your penis is clean. But that's really not true, is it? Like, I don't know. I'm not really sure what's going on in her head. I guess I need more information, but um the fact that before it happened, she was like, I don't want to have to see you having sex with another guy. I don't know if that comes down to like you being like her not liking a lot of guys. Like maybe she's like more into women than guys and she just likes you. Um I'm also assuming that the writer of this is a cis male. It just says 23 male. Um if it's not a cis male, like if it's like a trans man and she's hooking up with females and like masculine presenting trans men, you know, and like women and like just not nobody who was assigned male at birth,
then I could see how she'd be like, "Oh, kind of grossed out." But I don't know. You haven't given me that information, so I don't think that's what's going on here. Um, I don't know that we have enough information to say that the girlfriend is like homophobic, but I don't know. Like we kind of have to we kind of have to be fair, you know? Like if if somebody is if it's not okay to talk badly about women's genitals, like we also can't talk badly about men's genitals. You know, if it's not okay to shame women's bodies, it's not really okay to shame men's bodies. Like, you know, if you're going out there and getting your pussy pounded by a bunch of randos, um, and he's going out there and pounding people and getting pounded by people, you know, that are randos, like I don't know that it matters if they're male or female. Like you guys have an open relationship. Like and what's weird is that she's saying all this stuff like, "No, no, I'm not jealous. Like everything you did is fine. I need time because I just like your penis grosses me out or like, you know, I don't know. It's really weird and honestly like I do kind of think that like it's not unreasonable for him to say, "Okay, well let's shut things down for a bit." Like you know, because you now don't want to have sex with me, and you know, I don't really want you to go have sex with other people. Like, if you're not going to have sex with me, like, we should have an open relationship. But do we want to have an open relationship where we no longer have sex with each other and we just like have sex with other people and like we're just like roommates now? I don't know. It's crazy. Um, I'm bothered. I'm mostly just bothered by the fact that she doesn't like seeing him have sex with other men. Like if she could watch him pound some puss in front of her. I mean, I don't know. I'm also like, have you guys invited it says you've invited people into your relationship for sex. Like, was it only women? Or like if there was a man, did did he fuck her and not him? Like I was she like, "You can only touch me in this room, not my boyfriend, because I don't want it to see that." I don't know. I think she has a lot to answer for here, honestly. Um, and of course, like all of these stories are written by one partner, and it's the whole thing is a telling from their point of view. So I mean, there might be shit that we're not getting, some information we're not getting from her side of things, but yeah, I don't think you're the asshole. Of course, when you read Am I the Asshole stories, it's always like, you know, we're not supposed to think you're the asshole at the end of it. I actually really love an Am I the Asshole where somebody says something fucking crazy and then you're like, nope, you are the asshole. There was literally one that was like, Am I the asshole for sexually assaulting my girlfriend? And it was like, you're a motherfucking piece of shit. That's what you are. Yeah. Why would you write that? Are you fucking kidding me? Are you just trying to make people angry? Um, there's a lot of sexy ones, but there's a lot of like, am I the asshole for not wanting to have sex? Am I the asshole for wanting a divorce? Um, I am tired of being rejected sexually by my husband and want to try sex with another man, but don't want to end my marriage. Am I the asshole? No, bitch. No, you're not. For being repulsed by sex with my husband. Oh, you know what? This whole monogamy thing, guys, it's giving a lot of content to Reddit. Literally, if you're only allowed to have sex with one person for the rest of your life, um, yeah. I don't know. Oh, wait. Am I the asshole for breaking my number one sex rule with a handicapped guy? I'm sorry, what? Ugh, I hate this when I click on a thing and then it's like, this is like the third version of something I posted like a year and a half ago. It says, my number one sex rule since high school has been no sex before the third date. I recently broke that rule with a handicapped guy, and now my childhood best friend is pissed and grossed out because she thinks I have some weird kind of fetish. This is by Culture Inner 3316. Okay. Context, full story. I am a 28-year-old female. My childhood best friend, we'll call Jess, is also 28 female. To put it simply, I don't think I'm any kind of prude. I just don't really feel comfortable with casual sex, never have. My best friend knows this and has teased me about it lightly in the past. She's been in a long-term relationship for the last 3 years. I've mostly been single while working on my degree and starting my career. Jess lives in another state with her boyfriend, so we don't hang out much anymore. So, about a month ago, I had a first date with a guy I'd been talking to for a bit. Thought it was going places, but he gave a weird vibe on the date, and I cut and ran early. On my way home, I stopped at a local pub, figured I'd have a drink to unwind, and people watched till it wore off. Tipsy driving is still drunk driving, in my opinion. Yep. I get there and it's pretty packed Friday night and all, and there was no seating room at the bar. Took my drink and looked around. Most of the restaurant side of the pub was someone's birthday party, but there was a small table with a seat open off to the side with a guy reading a book there. So I say, F it. I'm a social person, and that's. And what's the worst thing that happens? He says no. So I asked him if I can sit there for a bit. I promise we don't have to talk or anything. At this point, I feel like I've fucked up because this guy up close is the hottest man I have ever seen, but he just smiled at me and gave me an enthusiastic sure. A few minutes later, of me sipping in silence, he says, I don't mind talking if you want to. Yeah, I want to. Are you kidding me right now? We talk for a bit, and it turns out Mike, fake name, is 29 male. Just finished his master's degree in some kind of computer learning field. I program computers to program computers. Okay, whatever. And he's living on his own for the first time. He apparently stops by the pub after work because he's right around the corner and he's not used to the silence yet after living so long with a half dozen siblings. We talked for a good 2 hours about everything from dating, which he said he's basically given up on, to hobbies and tastes. And we have a near total eclipse of a Venn diagram on this stuff. I eventually sort of blurted out that I don't know why he'd give up on dating. This is the closest thing I've had to a good date in forever. Shooting my shot obliquely here, lol. He gets kind of an odd look on his face and says, Tell you what, I have to go to the bathroom, but when I come back, I'll ask you out for real. Weird, but okay. Then it all clicks because he doesn't get up to walk away. He just rolls in his wheelchair, and I'm thinking, oh my God, he wanted to give me a chance to back out of this without making it awkward. How cute can this guy be? He grinned like crazy when he got back and saw I was still there. Oh my God, that's really cute. And basically tripped over and I basically tripped over myself saying something to the effect of, So I'm free all weekend. What did you have in mind? Another hour later, we've got plans for Saturday, and he told me he has a neuromuscular disorder. I can't remember the name of it. My degree isn't in STEM, lol. So his legs work, but the signal from his brain get misinterpreted, so he doesn't have the balance or coordination for walking or standing. The pub starts switching over to the younger, rowdier crowd, and he asks if I'd like to go back to his place for coffee to continue our conversation. As you have probably long since realized, I did not get any coffee or conversation till the next morning, and I have zero regrets. We've been dating since, and I know it's still early, but I really feel like this might be the one. Onward to yesterday morning, my friend Jess, remember Jess, is in town and we go out for coffee to catch up on things. I'm gushing about Mike, but when I get to how we met, she just sort of got weird and edgy. I don't remember any exact words, but she essentially said that I must have a fetish for the handicap since I broke my number one rule and it's the best physical relationship I've ever been in. Like, it's good for me because he uses a wheelchair, not because the guy puts in effort in bed. She said I've changed as a person and left without even saying goodbye. 15 years of friendship, and I've never seen her like that. So here I am asking the most objective people online, haha, if I'm an asshole or weird for being super attracted to a guy who uses a wheelchair and basically putting out immediately. Um, Yeah, there's a bunch of updates. I don't care. Anyway, it goes on for fucking ever. Holy shit, this person's written a novel. Um, Sounds like Jess is a lesbian. I hate to say it. It sounds like Jess is like mad that you found a guy and is in love with you. Sorry, so sorry. Um, Yeah. Especially if like you were the one who was like, I'm not gonna have sex for the first 3 dates, and Jess was like, you weirdo, you're not gonna have sex, bleh. And then you do it once when you're an adult. It's like, yeah, I fucking did it, Jess. And you know what? Like, I met a guy and we clicked and it was right and we fucked and it was amazing. And now we're together. Like, what the fuck is your problem? Yeah, I think Jess is a big ol' lesbian. That's all I can think. That's all I can think, Culture Inner 3316. Ay, ay, ay. Well, anyway, guys, that was our Reddit episode. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you guys are reading Reddits. Please look up some Am I the Asshole Reddits. I honestly, there's a lot of really stupid ones. I think you kind of have to like put in Google like or search like am I the asshole and then like another word like that'll help you find like more specifically something good, because some of them are really good and there's just a lot of like basic bitch ones that's like, why did you have to write yours? It's exactly the same as like 500 others. Just read those and then read what people said in response, and then you'll like not have to write one at all. um yeah, I noticed that like I don't need to have a podcast, but I have a podcast, so I'm just as bad as those people. But anyway, please rate, review, subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. Please email us at makesexwithmepodcast@gmail.com. And I hope you guys are having a wonderful Pride Month. I hope you're filling your holes with flags of all different colors. My flag of many colors that fits inside my hole. I like to wear my rainbow flag hole. Okay. I thought I was good at improvising for a second, and then that happened. Bye.